coming in.
Okay, Veena ji is not able to join the satsang today, so she requested me to record it. So I just turned the record button.
Yeah.
I'm glad I remembered it. Okay, let's go ahead and start. It is 7:31. Okay. Oh. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Hari Om. Okay, so now we have seen up till the verse number 21. So today we are supposed to see the verse number 22. So what we saw in verse number 20th, that is Bhagavad Gita Kinchadadita, that verse showed that in our spiritual path, we have to put our effort. And that is very important. And in the verse number 21, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, that showed, we need the grace of God. So these two are very important in our life, our self-effort and also blessings and grace from our Bhagavan and Guru also. So in this verse number 22, Nityananda, the disciple of Adi Shankaracharya. So you might be wondering why this Nityananda has come again, because in the 19th verse also I said this verse is attributed to Nityananda. So I don't know, that is what it says in Gurudev's commentary book. Nityananda word is used twice. I don't know whether there were two Nityanandas or Nityananda gave two verses. I don't know, because we really don't know much about Nityananda Acharya also. But here he has given a beautiful verse here. So here Acharya is outlining sadhanas that takes us towards a liberation. It is not like the sadhanas are given directly, this is what you do. So you can say this is given in a mystical language, but we should understand what exactly it means. So first we will see the verse, and in the end we will see how these lines are related to each sadhana. That we will see at the end of it. Okay. So let us go ahead and chant this verse number 22nd. रत्याचर्पटविरचितकन्ता रत्याचर्पटविरचितकन्ता पुण्या पुण्यविवर्जितपन्था पुण्या पुण्यविवर्जितपन्था योगी योग नियोजित चित्तः योगी योग नियोजित चित्तः रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेवा रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेवा रत्याचर्पट विरचित कंत पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंतः योगी योग नियोजित चित्तः रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेवा भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते. So Ratya Charpata Virachita Kantaha. So the yogi who wears but a godadi. And Punya Vivarchita Pantaha, who walks the path that is beyond merit and demerit. Yogi Yoga Niyojita Chittaha, whose mind is joined in perfect yoga with its goal. Ramate Balon Mattava Deva. He revels in God consciousness and lives thereafter as a child or as a madman. So, what is this Ratya Charpata Virachita Kanta? So, Kanta means a shawl or a quilt, which is also known as Godadi. Particular name that must be, is used for that one, for a patchwork shawl. Okay, so this person covers his body with a quilt for what? To protect himself from cold, and not from heat, but from cold. But people I have seen, even though it is hot, they still cover themselves with these things. So here it says Virachita. What it is? Virachita means what it is made of. It is made of. So what it is made of? It says Ratya Charpata. Ratya means street. Charpata means pieces of cloth, rags. So Ratya Charpata Virachita Kanta means that quilt that is made of rags that are picked up from the streets, like a patchwork thing that they have done. So it means, what it means is, actually it doesn't mean that every yogi wears a shawl like this. Like, what it means is, this yogi takes minimum from this world and he is satisfied with whatever the little things he gets from the world. So, and it also shows he does not have any possessions. So, thus, he does not make any kind of demands also from the world. So, when is the demands are not there? When one finds himself fulfillment within himself, one who is content with whatever he has, okay, then he becomes a non-demanding person. So he does not demand for food, he does not demand for clothes or anything. He does not demand anything at all. And he is very happy with whatever comes his way. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna calls this kind of a person as Yadruchaya Labha Santushtaha. Yadruchaya Labha Santushtaha. Content with whatever the gain comes of its own accord. He is not going after that, but whatever it comes to him, okay, then he is very happy with that only. He does not demand anything. So the principle of such a person, the principle of life of such a yogi is minimum requirements and maximum happiness here. So when you take more, there is always an obligation. Okay. So Gurudev used to say, wherever you go, whatever you do, you give more and take less so that you will never be indebted. So there is no burden, but there is full freedom when you do this one. Our Chinmaya Mission pledge also says giving more than what we take here. Then Punya Apunya Vivarchita Pantaha. So he may be wearing this godadi, okay, this Ratya Charpata Virachita Kanta. but or he may be wearing silken clothes or simple cotton clothes also. That doesn't matter here. But he is walking along the path, pantha. That is the path. What kind of a path? A path that is devoid, vivarjita of punya and apunya. That is merit and demerit, or we call virtue and vices. So there is no dvandvas here. And in his wisdom is this yogi is walking the path which is beyond both virtue and vice. So where is he walking then? He is walking in Brahma Vidya, in self-knowledge. And he is not interested in acquiring punya or trying to avoid papa also. Because he does not want to acquire any punya, because he is not interested in being reborn again in a better place or anything like that. Or he is not interested that he wants to go to Swarga also. So he does not do any kind of actions from which he will accumulate punyas. And at the same time, okay, he won't do any kind of actions that will give him papas also, where he has to suffer in Naraka. So then, to whom this papa and punya comes? So it is only to the ignorant person, so who is attached to the body, and he is full of likes and dislikes. I want this, I don't want this. So they do the right thing or the wrong things. So they accumulate papa and punya. So the papa and punya are for them who are identified with the body. But the one who has gone beyond these things, has become actually Satchidananda. He has realized who he is. So his actions, that, when we say that he has become Satchidananda, that doesn't mean that he sits in a corner doing nothing. He still does the actions, but his actions can never be classified as punya or papa. Why is that? Because punya and papa are there only when there is an ego. Okay. A sense of doership is there behind the actions. Then you get the results. An action done according to dharma yields the punya. An action done against the dharma yields papa. And this is only when there is doership. Okay. And so this, what you call this, aham karta, I'm the doer. When that bhava is there, and with that bhava you do the actions, then you also get the results. So when you do with the doership and then say, oh, I don't want the results, I don't care for the results. Sorry, you already did the action as aham karta. So you have become bhokta also. You also have to experience the results. There is no escape when you have the doership. So with the doership comes the experiencership also. Bhokta bhava also it comes. So here, this wise man who has become free from the doership means what? His ego is dissolved. That aham bhava is not there. He acts, but I am doing, that thing is not in him. Actions just get performed, okay, without any ego or without any sense of doership. What it is, he becomes an instrument in Bhagavan's hand, nimitta matram. He just says, like Amrutanandamaya says, Bhagavan, you use me until I'm completely used up. So that is his view, okay, whenever he does the actions. He doesn't feel that I am doing, but he feels like, I'm just a flute in the hands of Lord Krishna. I'm just an instrument. You use whichever the way you want this body to work. That's why Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna, you become nimitta matram. You don't have to do anything. I will do through you. So that is what it is here. So that is why merit and demerit cannot affect this perfect human being here. This also means, he is not obliged to follow any rules or regulations. So he does not have any conduct, code of conduct like we have, that we have to follow what is dharma, adharma in our life. But for him, there is no code of conduct also to follow. So even the scriptures cannot tell him what are the injunctions. Scriptures cannot give injunctions to this person. That's why Gurudev has written in the book, the Upanishads claims, for one who is moving above the three gunas, where is prescription, where is prohibition? So Upanishads cannot say, because he has become that consciousness itself. So who is going to tell the consciousness, you can do this or you cannot do this? Consciousness is the ultimate thing. Okay, there is nothing above consciousness to give rules and regulations. And this man has become the Jivan Mukta. He has realized and who he is, and he has become that. Okay. So here, it is said that he is walking on a path which is beyond Papa and Punya. Punya, Apunya, Vivarjita, Pantaha. Then, what is his mental status? That is, it said, this yogi, yoga niyojita chitta. So here, actually, the definition of a yogi is given. Who is a yogi? The one who chitta, the mind is niyojita. It is focused on what? Yoga. That means the one whose mind is focused upon the Lord. One who abides in his self-knowledge. He is a yogi here. So in the language of Upadeshasara, Ramana Maharshi says, Nashtamanaso utkrishta yoginaha krityamastikim swastitim yataha. So for the great sage, for whom all forms of mind has disappeared and who is ever one with the reality, there is no karma anymore. For he indeed has become the true self. Then Drishyavaritam Chittamatmanaha Chittva Darshanam Tattva Darshanam. So when the mind has given up the sense objects which are external and has withdrawn him within, and he has perceived its own effulgent form. That means, he has perceived that consciousness, that he is that one, then alone there is this true knowledge. We all of us listens to many Vedantic lectures by many Swamijis also, and we know about what is consciousness, what is the nature of the consciousness, and we have heard many times, you are that, okay, but we don't have the experience. But here is a person who not only knows, he has experienced that he is none other than that consciousness here. So when the mind is withdrawn from all the drusha vastus and is absorbed in the self, that is called yoga niyojita chittaha, that mind. So in the language of Bhagavad Gita, he has become a sthita prajna. Okay. And he is atmanye vatmana tushtaha. So his mind is satisfied in this self alone. He doesn't need anything more for his satisfaction from the outside world. I was listening to Anubhavanandaji. I did not know that he has given the lectures on Bhajagovindam also. Yesterday, it just popped up in my YouTube, some of the things comes because I've subscribed for some of the things. So there, this Anubhavanandaji's Bhajagovindam popped up. And Anubhavanandaji actually was part of Chinmaya Mission. He was in Chicago a long time ago. But he left Chinmaya Mission. He's on his own somewhere in North India. And he has a very different way of teaching the things. Uh, Sometimes you have to wonder, where did he come from with this thought, and where is it said in the verse also. So you really have to pay attention to him when you listen to him. There, it was very interesting. When this yoga niyojita chittaha, the mind is focused upon yoga. So there he tells how we can do this focusing our mind also. So he says, for a real spiritual practice, for a sadhaka, what it is working on your own mind. That is the first thing you should do. Like what you say, mind your mind. Okay. So control the mind. That you can control the mind by controlling your tongue. Tongue has two things that it can do. It can taste and it can also talk. Okay. So here he's talking about the talking. So he says, before you talk to anybody, put yourself a question. Is this necessary to talk this? To talk? And most of the time, the answer you will get is no, it's not needed. So when it says no, stop it. Don't go further. Or let me just talk. See, most of the time, when people don't talk to other people, they feel, oh, this is an egoistic person. They don't want to talk to me. It is above their, all these things. And then we say, no, this person is so unsocial. It doesn't know how to behave in society and all that. But for a sadhaka, it is so important that he talks less. What happens when you don't have a conversation with a person unnecessarily? What is it that we talk about most of the time? It is about our past, right? So what happened? This is what happened. I saw that person. I went to this place. All these things, that's what we talk. So it is most of the time, it is about the past. So when you don't talk, then what happened? You have closed the past. You are not thinking about the past again and again. See, when we think about anything again and again, then there is this attachment. If I keep talking about my son all the time, that shows I have attachment to my son. I want everybody to know who he is, what he is, things like that. Same way, if I went to Kashi, I want to keep on talking about Kashi. I did this, I did that, because I have attachment. My ego is talking right at that time. I did this, I did that. So if your mind says, is there a necessity to talk? And if it says no, then stop right there. Then your past is closed. Then the next thing is, if you observe, the mind keeps on talking itself within. Sometimes you wonder, oh, this is what my mind was thinking. You're not even aware sometimes what the mind is thinking also. So be alert about that one. And so stop talking within yourself also. So most of the time, the mind, it is talking is, it is about the future. I should do this, this is what I should be thinking, this is where I need to go, and all these things. It's about the future. So Swamiji says, stop that also. That means you put a block to the future also. So past is gone, future is gone. Only thing that is left is present. But here he says, present is the one that is remaining, but what it is remaining is the quietness, and that is the presence. So he says presencer. Actually, there is no word called presencer, okay? But the one who is watching that presence, he is that presencer. So you can say he is the drashta, the seer. Okay. So this is how, keeping the mind focused on Lord. So he says the Maha Mantra for all the sadhakas is Dekho, Suno, Mat Bolo. That's this. So, but what we do, we keep on talking, whether the other person wants to hear or not. But we just want to talk. So control the tongue. See, in deep sleep, what happens? We don't talk. In dream, yes. But in deep sleep, there is no talk because there is nobody to talk to. But in waking state, there are so many buddies. Therefore, this constant talking is going on. You got the word buddy, right? My buddy, my friend, okay. So in deep sleep, you don't have anybody to talk to. But in waking state, you have many, many buddies. He says, poultry farm you have there. Then I said, if you have seen in India, how they raise the chickens. It's so much voice is going on. So he says, that's how many buddies we have in waking state. And that's how we keep on talking and talking. See, one time, a person, like when we were having satsang with Guruji, one person said that, Guruji, I'm not able to control my thoughts during meditation. The thoughts just keep coming. Guruji said, what you feed the mind, that alone comes during meditation. So if we don't feed with our past, if we don't feed with our future, there is no thoughts that will come and bother us during meditation. And Gurudev also says, don't let the mind think idly. Means, think something, it keeps thinking. Keep repeating the name of the Lord constantly. His quote says, among men, he whose mind is ever fixed on Brahman is the best and the noblest. So then, if we do all these things, what is the result of this yoga niyojita chitta? That is, he revels in God consciousness. Ramate balon mattava deva. So this person, most of the time when we see a person like this who is wearing a torn clothes or patchwork quilt and he's lying by the roadside, we pity him. Actually, but we may pity him, but he is Ramate. He is filled with bliss. He revels in his own self. And the Upanishads calls that kind of a person Atmarati, Atmakrida. And actually, he is the richest person on this world because he has amassed the wealth of Atmavidya, self-knowledge. So here, word Ramate, if you break it up, actually, Ramate word comes from the root rum. It's not rum, the alcohol. Rum here means enjoy. Ramate is the one who enjoys here. So what was said earlier in the verse, Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam, one whose mind revels in Brahman, that person he is called here as a yogi here. And that yogi revels. How? Nandati nandati nandatyeva. So we saw that one. He revels. He alone knows how to revel. None of us know how to revel. We just know little joy. That's all we know. We don't know what bliss is here. And why he revels? Because his purpose of life is over. The goal of life he has reached. There's nothing more to do. So he's very happy. If you win a race, aren't you happy when you come to the finish line? Same way here. This yogi, he has won the goal of life, and the purpose of life, that is to realize who he is. And so he is reveling himself here. So to show how he revels here, two similes have given here, Balavat and Unmattavat. Balavat. Bala is child. Vat means like a child. So he is not childish, but he is like a child. Unmattavat. So intoxicated, like a madman. He is not mad, but he is not intoxicated, but he looks like the one who is intoxicated. That's all. So he is intoxicated with what? An regular intoxicated person, we say he is intoxicated with alcohol. But this Gnani, he is intoxicated with self-knowledge. So he is intoxicated with the happiness in his own heart. This joy, this bliss is constantly rising in his heart like a fountain. And so because of that, his joy is so much. It's like unmatta, like a mad person. And his joy is unsullied, unbridled, unlimited, and unreasonable. What do you mean by unreasonable? Unreasonable means he doesn't need any reason to be happy. We are also happy. But when are we happy? When we eat something that we like, when we go to places, when people respect us, when people praise us, then we are happy. That shows our happiness is dependent on the world. But his happiness is not dependent on anything. His happiness is the real happiness because he is happiness. Sat Chit Ananda. Okay. Sometimes, his outer appearance may be misleading. Now, some people might even get repulsive to look at him also. But he doesn't care. He is not worried at all about his external appearance because his mind is in such a high plane. He is not in the plane of body consciousness. He is in the plane of that Supreme Lord, the pure consciousness. His behavior, sometimes is very mysterious and sometimes it is very unpredictable also. So here it says, he is like a child. A child is what? Many things you can see about the child. One is the child is free from all worries and anxieties. And in the child's mind, the child never carries over the past or the child worry about future also. They are very innocent and they always are in present. And they live moment to moment. They don't carry on. Same way, this wise man also is not worried about the past and he doesn't carry the burden of the past and he is not worried or interested in what will happen in future also. Whatever the future brings, that's fine with him. So he lives in the present like a child, innocent and free from all worries, all likes and dislikes. The other feature that you see is, when the children fight, they go to their parents crying and they want to complain. This child did this, or this child did this to me. And parents, parents' ego is hurt. How can this child do this for my child? So the parents get together and they start fighting. And when they're still fighting, okay, the children have made it up and they're playing. So it shows their enmity is not permanent. They can let go of the things very quickly because their heart is very pure. As Gurudev writes in the commentary, love and hatred we find even in children, but they forget about these feelings very fast. Another great thing about the child is it never says, I know everything. And actually it says, I know nothing. So that absolute humility, humbleness is there. A realized saint also admits that in a very humbly, I know nothing. And there is no ahankara, there is no ego, and there is absence of pride. See, in Greece, Socrates was declared as the wisest man in this world. So a reporter went and asked him, Sir, what's your opinion now that you have been declared as the wisest person? Socrates said, there's only one thing I know, and that is, I don't know anything. That is the humility. That is, like a no pride at all. Actually, Bhagavan is so great. Whoever feels that I don't know anything, he makes him know everything. So humility is very important. And one more thing that we see in children is they're able to laugh at themselves without being conscious of what people would think about them. Just watch two baby girls get into the mother's makeup set. Okay, what do? They rub makeup on each other and they laugh. Can we do that? Can we rub some lipstick on the cheeks and laugh about ourselves? No. We have lost the childlike feelings in us. As we grow old, we become more and more worried about what the world thinks. Look at even when they play Holi. They are not worried. They throw at each other and they laugh and all that. But we adults, we are worried how we are going to look. And we don't want to pose for the picture also. But children, they are very, very happy. So they are not worried at all. Okay. And another thing about this yogi is, who is like a madman. So a madman, you just cannot say whether he's doing the right thing or the wrong thing, because he doesn't have, he does not follow any rules. Because as I said, even the Upanishads cannot tell him what to do and what not to do, right? So, but that doesn't mean that he has been given a license to do whatever he likes. He won't do that because he has become that consciousness. He has become that self. And he sees that self everywhere. And he's not going to hurt anybody because he sees himself as in everyone. And, this mad person's life, in his life, we don't have any entry. But he has entry to the whole world. So, and that shows, he is spontaneously very good. And he is also beyond the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita Gunatito bhava, trigunatito bhava. That means go beyond the three gunas. So there is no prescription or prohibitions that is given to him. There is no. It is not relevant to him at all, because he has gone beyond all the gunas. So he is not bound by any cause and effect anymore. He is, again I said, Brahman, he is Brahman mad. And he does not have any body. That means he is not identified with the body. It is the ignorant, unenlightened person thinks he is this body, and he attributes all the activities to his body. You know, when I said we don't have entrance to his world, look at Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's picture, the one who is standing. And he used to go into trance when the bhajan and kirtan was going on. And to which world did he go? We don't have entry to that world. We don't even know whether he's in a bhava samadhi or nirvikalpa samadhi. Nothing we know about it, because his experience cannot be explained in words. Only the one who has reached that state, he only can understand Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's state also. As Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yanisha sarva bhutana tasyam jagarti samyami yasyam jagarti bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. So what all beings considered as day is the night of ignorance for the wise. And what all creatures see as night is the day for the sage for introspection. So what we see is the world of names and forms. And what he sees is just the Lord. That's the difference here. So here, one time somebody said Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is a mad person. You don't know what he does or what he says, nobody understands that. So when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was told, people say that you are a madman. So he said, yes, the whole world actually is a lunatic asylum. Some are mad after worldly love and some after name and fame. I am also mad, but I'm mad after God. I think my madness, after all, is the best kind of madness. So he knows what his madness is all about, for which we don't have any entry here. And Guruji says here, unmattavit, like a mad person. Not that he is mad. Actually, all of us are mad. The only sane person is this yogi in this world. Gurudev writes here in the commentary, these examples are given to express one or the other aspect of his mental attitude towards the world outside. He is not a child or a madman, yet he is like them. He has in him some qualities of these, and so he is like a child, like a madman. Now, what is the message of this verse here? In what is Bhagavad Gita Pashya, Adi Shankaracharya says there, Siddhasya Lakshanani Sadhakasya Sadhanani. The Lakshanas of a Siddha Purusha are actually sadhanas for the sadhakas. We have to see how we can have those lakshanas in us. So here, if you see this verse here, in these 4 lines, Acharya has given the steps to follow and what is the result of this also. As I said in the beginning, the Acharya has given the sadhanas for a sadhaka here. So see the first line here. Ratya Charpata Virachita Kantha. So what does that mean? Here, Ratya Charpata Virachita Kantha, the yogi who wears but a shawl made of pieces of cloths. What does that show? Develop vairagya, path of renunciation for a sadhaka. Even in the, what is that? Chatushta Sampanna. What is that? Viveka Vairagya. Vairagya is the sadhana for us. Now, see the second line. Punya apunya vivarjita pantaha. So, he who walks the path that is beyond merit and demerit. What does this show? It shows, first, walk the path of dharma. And it shows the path that we need to tread, where we go beyond the pairs of opposites. Then comes the third one, yogi yoga niyojita chittaha, whose mind is focused on God. So here what it is nididhyasana. It is a state of being, not doing anymore. So how to abide in the knowledge, self-knowledge, that is yoga niyojita chittaha. I also told you about Swami Anubhavanandaji telling, mind your mind and how you can mind your mind. So if you do all these things, what happens? He revels in God consciousness. Ramate balon mattava deva. So this is the result of this self-knowledge, and you meditate on that and you become that and you experience that you are that consciousness. So if we want to ramate, enjoy, revel like a yogi, what you should do? First step to start is Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam, Bhaja. So here Gurudev laments that where the philosophy of mankind should be maximum effort and minimum gain to oneself. But instead we see in the world minimum effort and maximum gain as the philosophy. But we are all Chinmaya Mission members, right? And what is the Chinmaya Mission stands for? It stands for giving maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. So this should be our philosophy. And to be able to do this one, okay, we need to start with Bhajagovindam. Bhaja, worship Govinda. So the tagline for this verse is, give more, take less. Okay. Okay. So the next one is very heavy. Okay. So in this verse number 23, the higher state of teaching is given here. See, Guru knows how much to give to the student. So he starts with small doses in the beginning. And then he increases those doses if you are able to take those doses. Okay, here he has given the heavy dose in this particular verse. And what is that? Vichara, inquiry. Reading, understanding, everything is easy. But doing analysis of that, doing the vichara of that is very, very hard. And here, what this Acharya is telling, do that one. See, but without vichara, actually you cannot make that knowledge your own. First is Shravanam, next is Mananam, reflection. Okay. And then you have to do the Nididhyasana to make it your own knowledge. And this verse, number 23, is attributed to Yogananda. And he is also one of Adi Shankaracharya's devotees, disciples, but we don't know much. We don't know anything, not much. We don't know anything about him here. And here, Acharya says, ask these important questions in your life. What are these questions? Let us see the verse here. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Kame janani ko me tataha. Kame janani ko me tataha. Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram. Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram. Vishwam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Vishwam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Kame janani ko me tataha. Iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram. Vishwam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam. Govindam bhaja mudhamate. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Who are you? Who am I? From where I have come? Kame janani kome tataha. Who is my mother? Who is my father? Iti paribhavaya sarvam asara. Thus inquire, this entire world is essenceless. Vishwam tyaktva swapna vicharam. Leaving aside the entire world, which is comparable to a dream. So the verse meaning is, who are you? Who am I? From where I have come? Who is my mother? Who is my father? Thus inquire, leaving aside the entire world, which is comparable to a dream, and it is essenceless. You know, we saw the verse from Hastamalaka, right? At that time, I had quoted this, what Adi Shankaracharya asked Hastamalaka. He asked there, Kastvam Shisho, Kasya Kutosi Ganta, Kim Namate, Tvam Kuta Agatosi. O child, who are you? Whose son are you? Where are you going? What's your name? From where you have come? And the answers given by Hastamalaka shows that he is a realized soul. What will be our answers to this? Here, the Acharya is not asking us these questions. Actually, here Acharya is telling us, ask yourself these questions here. So these are not the questions we ask mechanically. These are not the questions regarding our relative identification, vyavaharik identification. We all know who we are, what's our name, who our parents are, but that is not relevant here. These questions have to come out of our spiritual evolution. These questions actually don't come to everyone also. Only those who have done some Vedantic Shravanam, to them these questions come. So here it is a very important thing that he has said, iti, thus, paribhavaya, contemplate. and inquire about all these questions. Okay, this is where I'm going to stop, because we cannot go any further and stop in the middle. Not only that, for the next 2 weeks, we don't have classes, because next Tuesday, Swami Shantanandaji's Gnana Yagna starts. And week after, I'm going out of town for a change. So next 2 weeks, we don't have classes. The next class we are going to have is on April the 9th. That is actually Yugadi Day. So New Year, we'll start back with all these questions. And you also think about and see what is your answers will be for these questions. Okay? So we'll stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om, everybody.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Gita.
Hari Om, Rohini.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Sita ji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Good. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. So whoever can come, please join the Gnana Yagna by Shantanandaji. Most of the time we say that, I want to read all the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So here you are going to get a bird's eye view of all the 18 chapters. So Swami Shantanandaji is going to do that. In the morning, there is no lecture, but there is Krishna Puja every day. And then we will be chanting 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita every day. So there is a Gita Parayanam and then Lord Krishna's Puja every morning. That is from 7 to 8 or 8:10, something like that. And then you can have breakfast and then go to your jobs. Pack some lunch and then go to your jobs. Okay. And evening it is from 7 to 8:30 lectures. And I'm sorry, it is not broadcasted. Okay, but it's not they might record it. I don't know. If they record it, maybe in future they will post it on our Chinmay Niketan website there. Okay. So try your best to come and listen, even if you cannot come on weekdays. At least try to come on weekend at least and listen. And weekend there's a little change in the class times on Sunday. So we will announce that one also. It is already on the flyer also on Sunday's schedule. It is little different than other days there. Okay. So we'll see you all. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you
Gita.
very much.
Hari Om Kumud. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Shalu. Hari Om. Hari Om Umakaya. Hari Om Kamala. Hari Om Jansi. We'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.